I don't know why it's such a mystery. Then, oh, good. Let me see if I can click off. Melbourne Mark, the mystery is solved. Thanks for coming by. Let's keep it going here. She's got little freckles. Thanks, Joel. And their ears stick out. Okay. So, oh, good. Here, great. Everybody in Grump's world, they're grumpy, obviously. Manny's, he's a little kind of a happier guy, but they all have like unkept hair. It's kind of always a struggle. I might be pulling from personal experience there. Okay. Insomnia struck here, so I'm 4 a.m. That was Joel flushing the toilet, yeah. Good thing I got the mic sorted right before that. Alright. Are you having the same issues? Oh, it's like getting crazy, hard to manage? Yeah. Oh, I remember your beard. It's pretty epic. That's fine though. I kind of like that. Do you have to do, or would you do beard oils, or is it the link that you would just put conditioner or something in it? I don't know about that. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, beards are nice. Alright. Beard oils, beeswax, and shampoo conditioner. Gets all the love. Beeswax, that's interesting. Is it because beards are more coarse and they need a heavier, what do you call it? Like, what do you call the stuff that makes your hair stick in place? Like, product, I guess. The inspiration, I started drawing them in about 2007, and what happened was I was coloring comics for a long time, and I wanted to start drawing again because I'd stopped doing it for a while, and the first few things I started drawing were these little Grump characters, and I think I was just playing around with certain shapes that I liked, and it was, well, pufferfish. I just love like their boxy little, they have these teeny tiny little mouths and wide set eyes, and they're just like, and I really loved the shape. That, and it was a combination of that and my grandfather Max, my mom's dad, who he had this kind of a square, stern face and no hair except for like a couple of hairs combed over and like a bunch of sunspots on his head. So for some reason those two things worked itself into its design, and I drew Grump first, and then I drew him some friends, and in the beginning they were just kind of doing whatever I did. Like I got my wisdom teeth pulled out, so Grump got his wisdom teeth pulled out, and a story started developing as I was drawing them more. They had their own story rather than just doing what I did, you know, throughout the year. Yeah, and I started taking them to conventions, and the thing I would do was I would draw them cosplaying as characters like Thor or Wonder Woman or whatever somebody would want, and I took them around Southern California, and I think the furthest I went with them was Australia and New Zealand, and it seemed like people were kind of into it, so I just kind of started taking it a little more seriously, and that's when I started really writing their story and getting their book done. So it's kind of the beginnings of all of that. Okay. So what I would do after this point, I'd probably draw it a little tighter, but I'd scan it. Maybe I would erase some of these lines here. Scan it, open it in Photoshop. Let's see. We put you guys over here. Okay. Yeah, pufferfish. They're just the cutest little things. That and that one water animal. What is it called? The little pink ones? It's like oxalotls or something. I love that shape. I have to send you my favorite, most recent, a bunch of pufferfish. Yeah, they did pretty well as little convention drawings. So let's see. So this part, what I'm looking to figure out is, I know these palettes are too small to see. I have the percentage like set to 200 or something to make everything bigger. So I just want to know if it's like what I need to do to make it a little more satisfying to watch. If I have to just stick to a couple giant panels, or if I maybe need to just say more stuff or go slower or something. But what I usually do for when I start a colored piece is I will first, let's see, since most of the stuff it's printed on paper, I view proof colors. So I'm working RGB but viewing it in CMYK. And the reason why I just wouldn't work in CMYK is some effects need the RGB to work, like screen if you want to do glowy magic and stuff. My screen is, I just bought it. I think it's 34 inches or something. I have the resolution turned way down so that things won't be so microscopic, and it's like messing with my eyes. But yeah, last year I got a new Dell monitor. It might be 32 inches. Here, let's see if I can, hold on. Yeah, I can't pull it up right now, but I actually have two screens. And my old screen was running real hot. It's an old school kind of NEC monitor, really good for coloring, but it has like this darkened spot in the middle, and it was running hot, so I figured it's on its last leg. So I'm gonna get this new fancy Dell monitor, and then I'll run two monitors until the second one catches fire. and then I'll get rid of that one. But it's been hanging in there, so I have my second monitor in a vertical position, so I can just kind of have usually I'll have all my palettes on that second monitor, and they're a little easier for me to work with. But since I want you guys to see them, I just have everything on monitor 1 right now. Glowy magic and stuff. Yeah, technical terms. All right, so I will. What you're showing now is Chris. Personally, I love seeing everything around the side. Yeah, I figured, you can at least see, my cursor and where it's going. You don't let them, I know, right? It's only toasty. It's not that bad right now. If I start smelling smoke, then I'll know I can give it another few months. Not really. So select the entire canvas, copy it, and then paste it into the channels. Let's see, paste it. Okay, so I'm gonna relabel this line. All right, so now I have this line art channel. I should have actually, hold on. I have something I have to do first. So select all, I'll do layers, I mean levels, sorry. So that way it's a little cleaner. The whites are whiter, the darks are darker. It's bypassing the actual inking phase of this. Okay, so now it's ready. Hold on, I don't want this here. Okay, so just, no, not right now, thank you. Okay. Okay, there we go. I'm just gonna quickly take off these little, nice zoomed in. Toasty is okay to limited? Yeah. Let's see. Alright. There, that's better. So select all, copy, paste it into the channels here. Alright, so now I have like a nice clean line art alpha channel. So I'm going to add a layer. Let's see. I'm going to load this as a selection and then fill it with black. Hold on. No, black. Okay. Okay, so now what I have is I have a transparent layer with the line art over the original line art, so I don't need this anymore. I'm just going to fill it with white and then click this back on. So now what that gives me is let's see, it gives a nice palette to not mess up the line art. And here's the fun part. Not really. It's flatting. It's like the most boring thing ever, but totally necessary. So there's a couple ways I would go about doing this. One is you take the lasso and you just go around the whole image and then you fill it with whatever color you want, just quickly. Or you can take a pencil, make sure it's 100%, and just fill all this stuff in. Is my clacky keyboard too loud? I got a real loud keyboard. Okay. So, if you go around the perimeter, just, oh, I did that sloppy. Hold on. Again, you can do this with the lasso too, but it's easier to see, I guess, to do it this way. So I'm going to go around the entire image like this. Clickety-clacky keyboard is satisfying? I think so too. I feel like I'm getting stuff done. Just clickety-clack, email. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. So if I do this right, I work in IT. I hear clickety-clack keyboards all day. It's a soothing opera of clickety-clack all day. Yeah, I can imagine that. So if I go and fill all this or perimeter with no gaps, then I can use the fill tool and just fill in all the white area that's on the inside. This is just a real quick, kind of sloppy job, just to give the gist of how it's done. Let's see if I left any gaps. G for bucket, tolerance 32. Hey, there we go. Look, there's a little thing here. I'll grab it. Oh, I don't need this here anymore. Very loud, sorry. I'm just adjusting. All right. So let's see. That's pretty much her hair color. I guess I'll go, now I'll use the lasso because it's a little more fiddly of a shape here to select all her skin areas. There you go. I'm just adding to the selection. It's like Shift Alt on a PC. It might be the same on the Mac. I think on Macs, Command is in exchange for Control. I used to work on both systems. Like at the studio, they all had Macs, and then at home, I had a PC. All right, so I am selecting purple skin tones here with the lasso. Razor Tartarus? What is that? That's either awesome or horrible. It's like a small... Oh! Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna have to save that. Let's see. I'm gonna try to get through this as fast as possible because this is gonna be like watching paint dry. Alright. Let's see. Okay, ear. So then what happens, you stay in the lines, but for instance, an area like here, you can just quickly be sloppy around it, because what you'll do when you use the paint bucket, you'll keep it within, let's see, this contiguous, you don't have to do that. I don't want anti-alias. Has it been like that the whole time? All right, so purple. There, and it just stays within the color that you touch. Hold on, let me deselect this eyebrow. It's all part of the experience. Yeah, it's an experience, all right. Let's see. Also, it's pretty with fancy lights. You can compete. Oh, I love fancy lights. I just rebuilt my computer. The last build was from, I think, 2016, and then everything, the prices of all the components took turns, like going wacky, and leading up to the pandemic when you couldn't even buy a graphics card. So I finally could, and you better believe I bought, if it had lights, RGB, that's the one I chose, which is really annoying to most people, but I didn't want to miss out on that adventure. Such a pain too. Certain things don't get along with one another. How it's picked up the edges on what to color there with the paint bucket tool. Yeah, I think that's once you kind of learn how it works, you can kind of get through something pretty quickly. But then you get like a crazy interior page from Joe Benitez, and it's like, oh, I'm gonna pay somebody to flat this, because there's like, sometimes there's buildings in a city and you need some of those windows cut out, and it's just really worth it to pay somebody to do that for you. I used to go to a place called Yes Flats, but I think now Marcia Chen might do some of the flatting. I'll have to ask. Okay, so I did the same thing here. I just circled all the gray areas that I want to turn purple. I use my bucket, and it's just 100% opacity, no anti-alias, because, and is that on my, okay, good. If it's anti-aliased for flatting, it's a bad thing, because when you try to pick a selection of color, it's going to have like this blurry edge, and the blurry edge kind of shows as this bleed through underneath your line art. So you need to keep it crisp and uncheck anti-alias and stuff. So my mother is texting me. Let's see. She should just come and chat. I'm right here. Oh, So there's that. And once, as you get through this, it starts going more and more quickly, because now I want to change her necklace the color, so I can just real loosely just select, you know, I've got gray here, purple here, white here. So all I need to do is pick a color and touch the color I want to change. So I'll just touch the gray, and then I can do the same with her shirt. It's going to be an off-white, so I'm going to avoid her necklace pendant and just sloppily quickly go around her shirt, pick an off-white color. There. And now I don't even need to select this gray thing here, because he's just a single color. So let's see. Okay, so the reason that happened is because I have I don't have contiguous selected. So it says, you want all the gray this color? Oh, you got it. I was like, no, I just want the thing I touch. So you click contiguous and then do it again. Hi, Mom. I don't know where she is. Oh, she said she found me. Just got back from running errands. Did I miss it? No, you didn't miss it. Come on. Join. Okay. Let's see. So here, I think it'd be quicker just to just use a pencil and scribble it in here, because they're just like these little, I'm a wizard. Purely physical. You're used to just the analog art. Is that like watching Joel do his magic on a piece of paper? And mine's just all like digital clicky clack. Let's see. This might have been better as a lasso tool, but here we are. All right. So this is close enough. Well, hold on. This should be some kind of gray. Yeah, he's really fun to watch, because he'll get all like splishy splash. I get clickety clack, he gets splishy splash. This flicking correction fluid, making it look real cool. And I think I want this dark too. You know, I think that comes with working on the same program for so long, and if you stop to ask me which buttons are you picking, I'm going to have a real hard time paying attention to, oh, okay, that's Control Alt. And then when I think about it, it's like the wheels fall off and I don't even know what to press anymore. All right, so this is called flats. We just watch me do some flatting. So how this is helpful is I'll select, we're still, just to remind you, this is on its own layer. There's no line art. The line art's on this separate transparent layer. So I'm gonna select all, copy, make a new channel here, call it flats, and then there, it's grayscale, and that's all we need. So when we're picking colors in this stage, you just want to make sure the values have enough contrast, so when it turns into gray tones, there's still enough difference there that you can still see this off white, whatever color, or it was yellow. It's dark enough to be different. Okay, let's see. So my brushes are super tiny now. So one of my favorite brushes is this thing I made for a character whose name started with K. So I just call him K-Guy Marker Fade. And it's just like a little kind of sloppy brush. So I'm gonna pick where I want the shadows to be. She's gonna have some highlights here and there. So it's kind of a push and pull, because it won't be perfect on this first pass, but at least kind of get me in the right area. So what I can do is I press Alt in a brush and it turns it into this little bullseye, I can pick a color. So I'm going to pick this gray again and just make it a little lighter and see what I end up with. So hair is weird. You can spend your entire day trying to get it nice. Like this won't be the best example because I'm trying to move it along, but let's see. Maybe a harder little brush. Here we go. So I will make it a little lighter. What I should have is an entire palette here of swatches, but I just have it on a default. So I always like pick something and move the color sliders, the CMYK things around to try to just fiddle around and find something, but it would be a lot faster to just, this is the Perry color, and then pick that. But then you always have the same colors all the time. So let's see. I might want to just make it a little lighter and cooler. Just, I can't see that. A little lighter. A little lighter. It's kind of purpley, but that's okay. So I picked this purple, this gray again, just to fill some of this area. CMYK, I know RGB, but what is CMYK? CMYK is cyan, magenta, yellow, and black. So those are the colors for printing on paper. So if you send files to a printer, RGB, depending on what's going on, they'll charge you to convert it, or you won't know what your printed work is going to look like, because a good example is this this magic-y green color. It looks really good on Instagram or some web-based kind of picture site where it's displayed in RGB. It's like a yellowy green, and it doesn't print in CMYK. So if you're expecting that, and if you draw a piece that relies on this really fantastic magic-y green color, you're going to get it back kind of weird, grayish, kind of not great looking. It might even have like these gray rims around certain hues of the magic. If you can imagine like a glow stick black light, really cool glowy scene, maybe it's plants or something like that. All the best cool black light looking colors, those aren't going to print very well. So RGB, so I can get the effects, like the screen effects working, but preview it in CMYK so I'll know how it's going to print. And this won't be it won't go to print or anything, but I might want to make a bookmark or something, a sticker. So it's just a habit to do a CMYK preview. Let's see. So if I'm really lazy, I can pick the dodge tool. So I'm cycling through. This is burn, desaturate, and this is dodge. I think I might want to dodge highlights though. Okay, so that's a quick way to kind of boost some of the highlights that I made here. All right, so let me do her. This is kind of weird. So, oh, see, I still have contiguous. So when you have the wand and you touch a color, it picks all the pieces of that purple color. So I'm gonna click contiguous, deselect, and I just want that little sliver because I want to kind of hide it a little bit. Like you can kind of see her head behind there, but it's obscured. That's eyebrow, so let me get that. Okay, so I'm going to select her. See, this was a good reason to unclick contiguous, because now I tapped all the purples one by one. I don't know what I'm going to do about that. Let's see. I'm going to select this by hand and see if I can just render it without having to. So to save that selection, I'm just going to click save an alpha channel. So now I have that selection saved. I don't have to grab this little spot more than once. It's always there. So CMYK is a format thing then, so you can choose it as a default or is it an output. So you check your picture against the output and have to revert between RGB and CMYK to see what the end product looks like. No, it's I guess it is a format, but you don't have to check and revert. You could just uncheck your preview. So let's see. I got proof colors. Yeah, so my proof colors are pretty similar to my RGB. Let me see if I can pick an illegal color so give you an example of what's going on. I'm doing it in a separate layer here. How you made the hair come to life is crazy. How do you just work out the lights and how it decides the dark lighter patches to change hair from flat to looking realistic? Yeah, I kind of, I see it as a 3D object. So when I'm rendering it, I kind of already have it pictured where the highlights are going to hit. And then certain little muscle memory techniques to kind of quickly, this isn't a great example, but I mean, you kind of have a way of coloring something if you've done it a bunch of times. So in my head, it's a 3D object. So I think that's what helps because I'm just kind of popping it through so you can kind of see what I'm imagining. So let's see, I'm gonna pick an illegal color here and see if I can show you what it looks like. And I don't want it to, I just want like a flat pencil shade. I don't think that's illegal. It should have a little check mark here. There, that's one. I see this little, there's a teeny tiny little exclamation point that showed up when I went way at the top here. This bright green right here, perfect. Okay. Okay, so see, let's see, that's with the CMYK preview. And let's see what it looks like when I take the proof colors. See how bright it is? So that's not going to print. Nothing has changed in my drawing except how I'm viewing it. So here is what it looks like in 3D, and that's what it would look like, not 3D, in RGB. And that's what it would look like if I posted it to Instagram. Let's see, view, proof colors. That's what it would look like in a book. So that's a huge difference. If you're trying to do some steamy cauldron of witch goo and it came out like that, it would look like pea soup. So you have to like be really aware of the colors you're picking. Not enthusiastically. I made a demo. But the same with certain really cool purple colors too. So illegal colors. I'm here to see illegal colors. Let's see. What else do we got? Let's find something in this magenta range. Yeah, they don't like that one. This is the color they don't want you to see. No, we're doing something here. Let's go. Okay, yes. All right. So here's what it looks like as it would print. But here's the color you wanted. It's like, oh yeah, I wanted this pretty magenta color. Well, in your book, it's gonna look like that. Very subdued. And there you go. So yeah, that's why I always keep the proof colors and gamut warning. So that's a word to say illegal color warning. So here it is, like it just turns them all gray, like you can't do that. We don't need to see that. And then there we go. So since I saved this selection in the alpha channels, I can just load it and then finish what we started here. Let's see. Let's see how quickly I can do this. I never knew illegal colors were a thing. I'm learning. So if I see a witch's broth and looking like pea soup, I'm gonna be like, illegal color. That's not magic, it's pea soup. Yeah, yeah. And someone's real upset about it too. They didn't know. Okay. So I picked this purple, an easy way to get me to a lighter shade of this purple color. I don't like that brush. Let me try a different brush. I have a brush that's kind of round, but in a irregular way, so it doesn't look so fake and mechanical. Render plane. There we go. So then you can kind of see like the edges aren't super just round, computery. So usually I will get a little too heavy-handed with the streakiness. So then I'll go back and kind of blend it in a little bit after the fact. Yeah, this is on my list of brushes. I've even deleted some. I had an old collection of Aspen brushes that I think it's like it would be a, what do you call it, rude, or I didn't sign anything, so not technically illegal, but just rude to use their brushes. So I removed a bunch of stuff that I knew for sure was some of Peter Steigerwald. But yeah, a lot of this stuff I made with a purpose in mind. Like I need to figure out how to get a bunch of grass rendered, and I don't want it to be this flat brushy brush, and I don't want to be drawing in like little grades of grass. So you just kind of figure an artsy middle ground to try to get something going. So there's like grass brush 1 and 2, and oh, this one doesn't work, but it might be cool for something else, and stuff like that. That's just accumulated over the years. Blending, like putting foundation on, right, rather than flat edges, you make blended transitions. Yeah, a little mix of both. What ends up happening for print is the printing kind of softens things. Just, I guess that's how it works when you put ink on paper on newsprint. So you can get away with something being a little harder edged. Sometimes it works better, like especially if you're rendering gold or something and it has these hard edged shinies and whatever. I remember like one of the a piece of criticism I got early on in my career was that my gold looked like a piece of cheese, and that stuck with me, and sometimes it still does. So you gotta make sure you have hard edges when you need them and soften stuff when it works. You don't want your gold to look like a piece of cheese. How many brushes do you have there? And recently, how many of those are go-to brushes? Oh, that's a good question. I'd say my go-tos have underscores. So I've got probably 10 that are in a regular rotation. See this like underscore stuff? It's like my way of starring things to see them quickly. There's another group here that I like. There's a Peter pencil that I made. I was working on Kick-Ass with Peter Steigerwald, and I tried to make a brush like his just to keep it more consistent, with varying levels of success. Alright, so this got real sloppy, so I'm going to zoom in and clean this up a little bit. And we'll see. So periwinkle, this skin is a little on the pink side, so I might tweak it a little later. So here's me like pretending to smooth out these rough edges. Let's see. A little cheeky highlight here. Okay, fix this little shadow under her lip, and then yeah, I compress let's see, what is this, the brackets to make the brushes bigger and smaller. It's loud, but it's easier. Joel is an enabler for the brush collection. Probably. Yeah, he's got a good list of real brushes. All right, let's see. Am I still? Yeah, so I'm gonna tweak these colors a little bit. Let's see. I don't think this is what I wanted. Let's see where we get. Yeah, that's a little better. Okay. Levels, let's see if this makes it better or worse. That's okay. And then her, I'm going to uncheck contiguous so I can get all of her freckles. I got her eye too. I'll just scoop that out. Okay, so now I just got freckles. Let's see, lighten those up a bit. Let's do her little amethyst eyes. So she's got a reflection, a little core shadow, and then this like kind of what a refracted light that would be coming from this side. So I grab like a lighter purple to lighten that up. I don't know if that's the right word, refracted, just the light that passes through. And then I'll hit that with a little this, maybe something like that. They just should look like really gem-like. That's right. Let's see. She has like these purpley pink kind of shading around her eyes. So what I could do, I'm going to make a group because I'm going to do a couple of layers here and then adjust them as needed. So I got a new layer. I will, let's see, grab my purple selection and I'm going to put a mask here. So then what that does, I don't have to select anything anymore because the mask is going to protect like all the areas around that I don't want to affect. So that helps. Let's see. Use whatever words you like and just be like, oh, yep. Yeah, I'll coin the phrase of misspeaking. Let's see. Let's make this purple here. So this, I have a little more leeway since it's on a separate layer. If I have more room to push and pull. If something gets a little too out of control, I can just pull it back. But it's not that big a deal anyway. I'm going to use let's see if I can use my Peter pencil. There it is. And a little lighter. And then I want to put a little bit of a, hold on, I'm going to turn the opacity way down. So go get a little bit bigger scoops here. And if I do too much, I can erase it and it won't affect the face rendering. All right, that's a lighter color to give it a little sheen. Oop, not enough sheen. There we go. And a little lighter. So let's give a real quick, whoops, nothing selected because I'm not in the right layer. I want the background layer. I can even title this eye. When you're working on a real page and you have a bunch of groups, you will want to start labeling them. All right, so this will just be a quick white tank top thing. Make a cooler shadow. Kind of following what I already did here, and then a little lighter white. Just a quick little thing. It's not really the focus, just a little demo. Okay. And I kind of want a multicolor necklace, so I'm going to do this like a quick way. Pick a pencil. Do you ever use a drawing pad instead of a mouse? We got one for Xavier, our son, and he loves it, but we struggle with it as a tool. The eye looks amazing by it. Well, thank you. No, I haven't used a drawing pad. I think for the same reasons. It's just I'm so used to drawing like this, and also to have a drawing pad. I think I'm more comfortable just with my arms relaxed and then just kind of barely moving, especially when you're doing it all the time. If I had to, color stuff or draw stuff with just, with muscles I'm not accustomed to exercising, it'll be a little harder to get used to. I should try to see what iPads do. Everyone's saying so many good things about them. If stuff like that would be really good for layouts, because you want to have the ability to switch things around quickly. So that would be a really good way to test that out. Sometimes I feel like I don't want another digital thing. I want to not look at a screen sometimes. Same reason I kind of don't want to pick up PC gaming so much, because I don't want to be sitting in front of a computer like that. Screen. I guess, TV is a screen, but you know what I mean. Get out of the chair. Yeah, by pen, ignore my typos. No, I think I understood what you meant. What time is it now? It's going on 5 a.m. or something for you? That's crazy. Okay, we're almost done here. All right, so let's see. I'll even do something quicker. Group that, put a mask on it. Necklace. I can't see because the things are itty bitty. Just see. Thing. Neck. Alright. So this, I'm just going to be real lazy and change it to a multiply layer. And then grab a purple, maybe with a little extra blue, a little less opacity. So it's going to be create a shadow, but keep some of the colors underneath it. A little less. And that's not a great job, but you get what I mean. And then do another one. New layer. And this one will be screen. I don't need to screen it with black. Okay. So I can pick maybe let's see what this looks like. That's all right. We'll try that. And then I'll just screen real quickly these little highlights here. Maybe I'll do a white pass too. A little more opacity. This. All right. And then this is just a flat full disc. So let's see what we got here. See, I just hurt my thumb. It doesn't like to touch things sideways anymore. All right. No, that's ugly. Let's try it again. All right. Well, there. I did a thing. So then if I wanted to, I could crop it, add something to the background. Oops. Well. Let's see. If I were to put something in the background. Add a background here. Add a layer. Drag it to the bottom. I got all these flats here, so I can just select all the white and then go to that original thing. Now that it's the second to the bottom layer, delete the white, and now I have a clear background to do whatever. Let's see. Do I even have something cool to put in the background? Okay, copy all that, paste it. Now she's in Grump's room. It's magic. Crop it. Ta-da! Hold on, what happened there? There we go. Huh. Alright. I'm gonna save that. That's some expert stuff. That's fine. Alright. Well, there we go. Look at that. That was kind of right on time. Amazing how instantly that changed with, again, with Grump's room. Yeah. Well, it's just a quick little demo. So hopefully I could do this weekly. I don't know. Let me know in the comments if there's something you would like me to try, so I can do something like that too. All right. Thanks, Mark. Get some sleep. The time for sleeping might be way over, but thank you so much for helping me out. Alrighty, I'll have to figure out how to stop all this stuff.